Hello, gamers. We're so back. What? Oh, I gotta do this nonsense again. What level of ascension are we on, man? Me at the Scientology intake? I don't know if that's how it works. Apologies to all the Scientologists out there. Just give me a second. Are you gonna load? Are you gonna load VLC? All right, gamers. They said they would. We won Ascension 9. We're on Ascension 10. This is great news for me. Because on the bike this morning, I won 2 runs on my phone on Ascension 12. Now, I'm not promising you that that same thing is going to come to pass here because the runs are very varied. And those runs were both Snecko I runs, so they may not even count. And I don't even want to say it. One of them was a Searing Blow run as well. I didn't want to say it, but I knew you were going to force my hand if I didn't say it. One of them was a Searing Blow run. What can I say, man? I love the Searing Blow, even though the meta does not apparently love it. We don't need to force this one. 1 HP may make a difference. You never know. There's been times where it has. So what are we going to get? Something run-defining early. Early drop kick, I really like. We got plenty of time to burn off the penalty of 20 damage. One enemy with drop kick is like the exact optics we want right now. We are on a path that has like elites we can't dodge. So the optimistic outcome is we are able to upgrade our cards. The pessimistic outcome is we either die or we're forced to rest. And I don't mind being forced to rest, but it is a fate worse than death because it's like you get mocked. And mockery it's a hard thing to take as a gamer. We have removed a strike, but we have added a card that has strike in the name, so I'm going to take a perfected. I can't believe I'm going to cut a defend, but an 11 card deck that's very offensive it's a mighty interesting situation we find ourselves in. Now, even our perfected strike as is not doing like as much damage as I would like, but it's got plenty of time to possibly get upgraded or for us to decide that we made a mistake adding it to our deck and we don't need to think about it. Bludgeon is an unbelievably good card early on. And also late, for that matter, I guess. So you're gonna wake up no matter what. I think you just... Hear me out here. I think you play the Bludgeon and then exhaust these 3 cards. Although it's going to make your Perfected Strike a lot worse. In fact, I would say it makes it... I wouldn't say unplayable, but I was kind of dancing around it. It was close to unplayable. So we're gonna get hit fairly markedly, but we're going to draw Bludgeon on this turn. Your life's going to be over. Be nice to get a good... Meat on the Bone is like a beautiful get. I was just going to say a good defensive card and Shrug It Off fits the bill. I'm going to be very aggressive for better or for worse, and I'm going to upgrade instead of resting. I'm hoping the hallway fights give us a great opportunity to use Meat on the Bone to get some health back. So I'll tell you right off the bat, with Bludgeon... Could I have just killed you? Absolutely, I could have just killed you. Absolutely, it's not even a con. Of course you could have just killed them. With Bludgeon, I will be endeavoring to get an energy relic from the boss. Almost like notwithstanding whatever the other offers are, which is probably not a good way to think about tactics in this game, but... But I stand by it, man. I stand by it. Because being able to play Bludgeon and a single defend is like such a different result at the end of a turn than Bludgeon and just eating the damage. Honestly, I think you could... The disarm's exhaust, so I'm not sweating it too much. And honestly, I mean, I think that the enemy that we're about to face, the boss that we're about to face, I should say... is basically going to be rendered, like, totally useless by the disarms, which means we can play whatever we want to play. I mean, I'll just hit you with one of those, obviously. So everything went great. I mean, Meat on the Bone, it couldn't have been basically like a better get from our first elite. I'm tempted to take some other stuff. This is where I wouldn't say I struggled, but I often go through this thought process of like, we already have an attack that we want to play as often as possible. And we've got a little bit of defense built around it. Do we really want to take more attacks? And I don't know the answer, to be honest with you. I feel like adding some, like Wild Strike is, I like it at least. Whether or not it's good is like a matter of discourse, I guess. But I like it because it costs 1 energy. And having a 1 energy high damage card, I'm gonna smack you, I don't care, is very, very nice, especially early in the game where damage is like harder to come by. But I don't know really what else I'd even be looking for, to be honest with you. This is what I wanted to see, another disarm. I'm wary to shrug just in case we shrug a bludgeon, but there's a very low chance that actually happens. So you're gonna do 55. You're doing 0 times 4. That's basically why I took the disarms. That's a beautiful thing to see. I'll probably play a bludgeon here. I mean, we can't die, basically. They do some damage, but like not very much. So I'd say that like this is a very successful first floor, man. And you're doing 0 times 4 again, so I'll hit you and then next turn you're gonna die. So I really want to, I mean, like straight up, I don't even think it's cheesy, it's just a little too convenient. If we could get a Snecko Eye here, you draw more cards. Our bludgeon will, on average, be cheaper every single time we draw it. Man, that would be a dream come true. I'm almost tempted with a limit break, too. Just because we start with 1 strength, but we shouldn't need the scaling as much. I think. I don't know, though. I mean, there is Juggernaut. It would work well if we got an Energy Relic. It's kind of a safer card, I think. We are going to get an Energy Relic. This might seem a little crazy. You got to go Cursed Key. I mean, to be honest with you, you can kind of take any of them. I actually think this could be a Runic Dome run, man. I've made the mistake in the past of thinking you can only take Runic Dome when the run is already won. That's not the case. You take Runic Dome when it doesn't matter what the enemy does. And on any turn where we draw Bludgeon, it almost doesn't matter what the enemy does. We're going to eat some junk here first, but if I play this, this will take us to 2 energy. This will take us back to 2 energy. You can't play. Okay. So we will not be playing a Bash. We'll play a Bludgeon and a Wild Strike. I think you do 14 damage on turn 1, so we'll go to 56. Then on turn 2, I don't remember, but it doesn't matter because my cards are what they were. We just played our cards. And then on this turn, 19 plus 7 doesn't kill you. 19 plus 7 plus 10 doesn't kill you. So we'll play this instead. And then we're kind of just waiting for Bludgeon to come back around, but that works too. I don't think it's that bad. And with Meat on the Bone, we have like a safety net. So of these, I don't love them. And I didn't take Cracked Crown, by the way, as you saw. Remove all strikes, add bites. I think I would, even though it makes Perfected Strike basically like useless. The bites are very helpful. This one's tough because you don't know who's attacking. But that's going to be a bad day for you guys. Worst case scenario, we take 6. That's not even that bad. But one of the reasons that I didn't take it is because I think we want to build out like some protection for Juggernaut. So if we can get like Exhaust synergy, that's beautiful. That's what you love to see. Something like Burning Handshake, whatever it's called, the card I did not take last time. I think it could be like reasonably good. If it gave us some block or some kind of other benefit as a result of having played the card on top of the draw that it also gives us. Let's do it like this. So this fight, we didn't do that well against the Avocado. We did great against the Birds, man. Like that couldn't have gone better. 3 potions. I tend to like a spot weakness, but I'm not in love with it. And we don't really need the strength gain if we can just draw bludgeon and play it fast enough. You have a variable first turn. So I don't really know what to play against you except for my best cards. But I love you hitting me with the Snecko Eye ability, even though it didn't work at all. I'd say I tend to like an Infernal Blade. I don't mind adding that to the deck. And honestly, this is going to sound crazy. I'm going to remove the Perfected Strike. It's a very mature decision for a guy like me. Give me... this is an important upgrade, I think. And then hitting the first shop that we've had the chance to hit in a while would go crazy. Let me get this out there. We don't have to play Juggernaut if we don't have any block. And we don't have any block. So I think it's like... I think that's the play. And we got great tempo on you now, because you'll probably take this turn to summon. I'm taking my turn to draw into... I mean, I played the Swift Potion, so not so I could draw something on that turn, but so I could draw Bludgeon faster on the next turn. Just, you know, there's no guarantee that that's how it's going to work, but... And this is obvious, I guess, but if we could get, like, Kunai from any of these elites, like, we'd be living in heaven right now. That was a dream fight. Now, I did use 2 potions to make it happen, but so be it. We'll get one back, probably. Prayer Wheel. Prayer Wheel and having not taken Cracked Crown is beautiful. I think you take a second Bludgeon, man. And I guess I should have taken Prayer Wheel first, maybe, but... We don't really need an Apotheosis. Brimstone is bad because we don't have multiple attacks. We have enemies that they attack multiple times per turn. Whenever you apply Vulnerable, apply Weak makes Bash, like, a little bit better. And Burning Pact, not Burning Handshake. Let me think about this. Let me think about this one. So, Feel No Pain is something we talked about, but I was kind of hoping we would have, like, True Grit before it, so we would get a bonus out of it. Because Feel No Pain works so well with Juggernaut if you have exhaustible cards, but I think we want to cut... It's getting a little crazy, but I don't feel like I'm comfortable cutting a defend. I think I am comfortable cutting... Well, okay, let's buy Champion Belt. Let's cut Wild Strike then, even though we did upgrade it. This is a very, like, out-of-the-box play for me. And then let's not buy anything else. Let's save our money for now. Molten Egg, kind of a crazy pickup. Upgrade the other Bludgeon. Now, if we could get Snecko Eye, I think this run is over. In the positive way. Sorry, sometimes you need to be specific. Because the chance of drawing 2 Bludgeons on the same turn is something that's... Especially with them not being guaranteed to be cheaper, but very likely to be cheaper, would be a beautiful thing. I do worry that we're going to have troubles against bosses, but I guess we'll see. I think seeing red's important, and I do think more block will hit the spot. I think we should fight an elite, man. We got a great opportunity here to make the deck, like, to make it tighter. I'm gonna... Am I gonna cut something? It's crazy, but I'm like, you could cut a drop kick, because I don't even know if we've played it. Or you could cut a bite even, but it's really... I mean, the bites are pretty good. We don't have a power we want to have in our hands. None of these. I mean, I do like True Grit, but we can buy True Grit and something else. I guess, to be honest with you, rather than remove a card, let's get... we won't be able to remove. Let's get 2 upgrades. And Bash getting upgraded makes me happy I didn't get rid of Dropkick. And then let's indeed get a True Grit, which I think will still be great. Immolate is fine. Let's draw first. See red. Why not? Okay, so turn 1, you do like 14 damage again. So we'll just play everything. And then we should take 0. Now turn 2, I think you do like 21. So let me see what we're cooking up here. I think a flame barrier would go crazy. And then disarm isn't going to work on you every turn, but it's going to slow you down on some turns. Let's get a shrug and another bludgeon. I mean, we're going to take some damage, but that's what like burning blood and meat on the bone are there for. I think we should go like almost full coward strats. Don't draw a bludgeon. I was kind of hoping to get like a single strike or something, but it's okay. Bludgeon obviously doesn't finish the job. We can make it finish the job, and honestly, to be safe, I think I will. Gremlin horn. Gremlin horn is a nice to have. I do think uppercut is good enough now that we have champion belt too, and then 75 gold to cut. I'm gonna cut an unupgraded bite to keep the deck thin. But dude, I mean, it's a great situation to be in that we're like cutting cards that are pretty good. The only thing is, it means I have to make a decision, and that can sometimes be dangerous for a guy like me. But the decisions are not, they're not that crazy, I think. So we want to get the kill, gives us Gremlin horn. We probably do want to exhaust a basic defend. Even though we don't have a lot of defense in the deck. Remember, like, the dream is you just draw bludgeon as often as possible. Let's get everything going on this turn. It's not an ideal turn, but I'm happy we got a blood potion to maybe keep us fresh. Great bludgeon. A bash will pick up another kill. With 1 energy, I'm just gonna disarm you again, because that's like permanent damage reduction. I didn't know what he was doing that turn, so I took what I could get. Shrug first. Up. I'm not gonna play my bludgeon. I know it's kind of crazy, but this allows us to put some debuffs on you for like an extended period of time. Now, I'll just be honest with you, I'm kind of lost. I don't really know what you do from this point onward. So I'm just gonna play like some fairly balanced turns, I guess. I think I do need to take care of the riffraff, unfortunately. I wish it weren't so. True grit, huh? Any chance no chance I get you? Okay, crazy. No, you gotta keep the bash, man. Keep the bash. We might be in trouble, actually. We're very much in trouble. Draw an attack. That's a very nice attack. I really appreciate that. Okay, we've taken care of the trash, and now it's like, I mean, we're in a rough spot. Let's be real with one another. 3 bites is not going to keep us alive. As absolutely psychotic as it sounds, am I crazy to think it's bash, bite, bite? And then next turn you at least get to play. If you just draw 1 drop kick, you're gonna draw the other one as well and also get to play up and maybe kill you next turn. I probably should have played the upgraded ones, but okay, we're all in now. So you drop kick into a drop kick. Into 64 damage, into you're not dead? Are you serious, man? Well, how are you gonna get out of that then? This only does 64. Well, you gotta rinse one of these guys then, but then you're gonna be on 2 energy, and then you gotta deal with the... Is there any chance we don't die if we like play this in a block? If you don't attack this turn, we probably live. But it's a huge if, man. I think we're probably cooked. We just, if I'm being honest, I think we had a good thing going. We just built a little too close to the sun. We needed a little bit more patience, a little bit more defense. So I love, I mean, early Apotheosis is unbelievably good. Early Hand of Greed is unbelievably good. These are like some incredible situations for us. Sadistic Nature I don't really care for. Good on hallway fights, I guess. Hand of Greed is just like Apotheosis might be the best card in the game, but Hand of Greed is an attack. I think you'll find if you check the sources that is true. And of course there is like also the scaling element, right? Like if we could get 20 extra gold on every single hallway fight, like that could have a pretty serious impact on the rest of your run. I do think an uppercut is something. Kind of desperately needs an upgrade for sure, but now am I willing to trade HP for gold? Because that's really what's coming down to it here. In some situations I think I am, and in some situations I think I'm not. We'll see what the next turn looks like. In this situation I am. An Iron Wave is kind of half solves some attack and defensive related problems all at once. Probably cannot get a Hand of Greed to pop this turn. So we'll stall you for probably 2 turns, unfortunately. Next turn, we may be forced to kill you. We're not forced to kill you, but next turn, you're gonna do like 20 damage, so... I think we did what we could. We put forth a good faith effort there. Give me another one, man. And how do I feel about this? I mean, normality hasn't really caused us any problems so far. We might be able to wait until that one and maybe get a better situation out of a shop. Normality is really bad, but like there's very few turns in which we're going to be playing more than 3 cards on 3 energy at the very start of the game. Okay, please draw a Hand of Greed again. By the way, I'm not salty about the last one. I had fun on the last one. We built like it's a very common Slay the Spire trap. We were dominating elites in hallway fights. We thought that would translate to bosses, but bosses have a lot more HP, a lot more scaling. Like it's a different ball game. I do like Power Through. It has a certain amount of negativity associated with it, especially when we're trying to draw one specific attack. I think, call me crazy, I think I need to take 13 here to set up Hand of Greed for next turn, and I'm happy to do it. 3 potions, too. I would take nothing, man. Now, Hand of Greed is our most played card. Upgrade it. Uppercut is on the list, okay? Uppercut's like next up. We need to remove normality at some point. Why not us? Why not now? Brother, a bludgeon is like... our mana curve is going to be all screwed up, but... No. Hand of Greed kind of... It's similar, very similar to bludgeon. I don't think you need it. Let's take 2 strength on elite fights early, and then maybe try this like double elite setup. I would lose 11 HP, because I think we're good for it. I think we can recover. Anchor strikes me as very good. I want to see true grit to exhaust the wounds that we're creating with Power Through. And honestly, I'm content with this, man. Guess we should have played a bash, but it's okay. Something to get a leg up here. Has to be done. These are the super elites I'm realizing too. Not that it's a huge deal, but Hand of Greed does 27. We might draw it again next turn. I probably shouldn't be farming these guys for Hand of Greed, but I mean it comes to me very naturally. Hand of Greed plus 1 attack probably kills you. Hand of Greed plus nothing probably kills you. Beautiful. 199 gold. Entropic Brew. I do like an Entrench, man. It's hard to play it right now. Please don't leave. It's hard to play it right now, but after being upgraded, like that's a different story. That's very playable. Now here's where things are moderately risky. Horrendous first turn. I'm no longer upset. This would be so 16 damage, but it'll actually be like 25. Let's get an immolate out there instead. Man, imagine if you drop like calipers. I'd be over the moon. I think cause knowing Hand of Greed is likely to show up, we don't have to play Uppercut. We can play our Iron Waves for a little block instead. Centennial Puzzle. I do like a Battle Trance. This is not a bad boss fight to be going in on a little bit of lower HP anyway. I think I consider this first floor an absolute success, man. We got a very well-balanced deck. We have, like, literally 2 great attacks, which is about as many as we need, although it would always be nice to have more. I'm going to take an Armaments, and then I'm going to upgrade it right away, so that it is also going to hit all the cards I can't be fricked to upgrade. You're familiar with them, I'm sure. And they're called Strike and Defend. You're doing 24 damage. You're doing 18 damage. I could exhume an Ascender's Bane. I'm not that interested in that, I guess. I don't want to make anybody feel bad. I'd consider that a pretty low priority ad. And you know what else I like about this? About our deck right now? I think it could really go, and we have to play this, don't get me wrong, but I think it could really go in any direction based on whatever upgrade we get from the boss if we manage to make it through the boss. Like, we have entrenches and decent blocks. We can run like a barricade body slam deck. We have draw. What does that mean? It's always good. I didn't really have a plan for plan of attack for that one. Okay, I need to stop drawing my status effects on the same turn as my only good high damage attack, because things are getting a little bit sus. Okay, like we're gonna have to weather the storm of at least one big attack. I think I have to make you weak instead of just playing this. 18 damage. Okay, so we probably, maybe we didn't have to make you weak, but I'm in desperate circumstances here. 6 damage. We may be cooked, actually. No, because you know what we do? We Battle Trance, and then we draw Hand of Greed on the next turn. Again. No again. Okay? We take no damage, and we take 3 damage, and we draw Hand of Greed on this turn. We do just enough to get it done! Okay, it's clear we need some form of scaling. So I almost feel like we have to take Limit Break. Well, no. Let's relax, okay? Let me hydrate here for a second. We need some form of scaling by the next boss. Limit Break is good, but with no strength outside of elite fights, it's no guarantee. But I don't really want to play like double tap Hand of Greed. Like we need more than that, so I'm going to take that, and I'll fully admit that it's a bit of a lark. And I'm going to take Runic Cube for more draw. We need to think very critically, I think, about the cards that we're taking, because we need a way for... I mean, you probably should just be thinking critically about the cards you take to begin with, but we need a way for Limit Break to scale us, particularly on boss fights. So I thought this run was good. Now, seconds later, I've lost all confidence in it, and I feel like it's actually pure garbage. Which is probably not fair. But I hate when people say, like, oh, the answer's probably somewhere in the middle. Because, like, you don't know that. If one dude's saying, you know, the Earth revolves around the sun, and another dude's saying the sun revolves around the Earth, it doesn't make you enlightened to be like, well, actually, the real answer's probably in the middle. Maybe the Earth revolves around Venus. Like, you got to take that on a case-by-case basis. It's entirely possible this run may be trash. It's also entirely possible that it's not over. And we just need a couple of chips to fall in the perfect position for us to regain some degree of confidence here. And a shop is very helpful when you've got as much gold as we do. And we do. We got like 500 gold, man, more or less. Spot weakness is something we need. It's not the only thing we could have used, but it's something that's very helpful. So let me take stock of this, okay? We need to upgrade limit break. We need to play spot weakness as much as possible, which means I think we would love to have a headbutt to bring back spot weakness. Now I know I didn't take a headbutt earlier, but now I'm looking for the headbutt. I'm looking for the headbutt. 467 gold. I think you take Eternal Feather, which may make it easier for us to upgrade cards. We don't have any statuses on average to get rid of. Let's dump a basic strike, keep the deck a little thinner, and then I can afford Flash of Steel, so I'm going to buy Flash of Steel. Now the next shop is probably not going to happen. And that's okay. You're doing 22 damage. I think I gotta be the bigger man and recognize we're not going to perfect any fights with our current deck and energy situation, so play your best attacks when you get them. Similarly, we don't need to play spot weakness, because this fight is going to be too short. What we do need is Hand of Greed to show up as often as possible. Right, we can't draw. We should have played armaments first. Uppercuts or Iron Wave. I think it's an Iron Wave. I need the block more than anything else. So I'm fully aware of the negativity here. We got some problems, but we do now, in theory, have at least an engine that can help us a little bit. We probably need to hit this campfire. Forget the next shop. Start me here. And I'm holding, by the way, I'm holding the Strength Potion. It could give us a kickstart on an early limit break draw against a boss. Like if we draw a limit break but we haven't raised our strength, we'll be very, very happy to have the opportunity to play this and at least get a couple strength out of limit break. So you pretty much have to play limit break. Controversially, we don't need to play Hand of Greed. If there's just a way I could like kill you, but I don't think there is. We armaments and then at least we kill one, but yeah, we're taking some heat. But that's what Eternal Feather's kind of for. In theory, at least. Is like to allow us to, we can always feather and rest, but ideally we would just have to, wow, that's a bummer. Ideally we would just have to feather, but that's not going to happen here. This is a feather and rest situation. Any chance you would be so kind as to be the man who's going to give me Hand of Greed on the next turn, so at least I can feel like I did something on this one? Block Potion's kind of nice. I do think a Flex is kind of tempting. I'm going to try it. It is a bit of a moonball. I'll just upgrade a card, man. At least we did get an upgrade. Now we got to fight an elite. But we start with extra strength on an elite fight. My HP is so much lower than I thought it would be, though. I really thought we would be going crazy here. So you're doing 30. Something like that. Once we take out one enemy, this will be a lot easier. I hope. Hand of Greed, what a beautiful choice. It also sucks having 3 energy, but you already knew that. So let's Spa Weakness, let's Limit Break. Then I can't play Hand of Greed. Oh no, my bad. I don't know why that, for some reason that turned into Donald Trump doing Nirvana MTV Unplugged. Oh no, not me, Donnie. I've never lost control, unlike I don't do a good Donald Trump impression, but you get the idea. You might think I'm crazy, man. Give me a battle trance and then literally just put up a ton of block and I'll just kill you next turn. Like, this is a slow play situation. There's no reason for us to lose more HP than is strictly necessary. Even that's only 7 HP. That's not that bad, man. We do have a few wounds in the deck. Not sure if anyone's noticed this up to this point. I do have 17 wounds in the... No, I've got a lot, but I don't think it's 17. 51 damage, though. It's nice to have 26 strength. You know what would really hit the spot on this run and, like, completely change the timbre of the game? Well, I am going to hit you, and then we might as well just do that. But a Reaper. Like, a Reaper would heal us for, like, I don't know, 30 now? If assuming you had 30 HP, which you obviously don't, but... I can't believe I drew no defense, so I have to kill you. Headbutt for limit break's important. Okay, so 53. We should be able to upgrade... because we have another campfire coming. It's a touch spooky. 65, I'm gonna upgrade. Let's draw 1 extra card on Battle Trance. And then we got a lot of hallway fights, including an elite coming right up. So I do want to be a little bit careful. I could probably just... I'd love to kill you on turn 1, but I guess I could do it... We're gonna do it. Let's do it like this. We do still take a little hit, but like this, it means we don't have to deal with that enemy. Which I could be very pleased with. You're doing 23 damage. I can't go for that. 14 damage. This is a great turn to see spot weakness, which is like guaranteed, right? But do I have to? Because then we only get to play 1 defend. Whereas instead, I could play... like, defend... I could play, like... I could split the difference. We don't... because this guy, he doesn't scale any more than this. So if we could stall him... it's kind of a... it's a cringe play. But if we stall him, we might be able to win taking less damage, just waiting for like more ideal turns to show up. And it's risky. Like it's not risky. And we're taking a little damage in the process, to be clear, but like this is a turn that seems way better for me because we got the strength without having to pay the... oh, I should have obviously flexed first, but we got the strength without having to pay the damage cost. This is 17, so we have 50 and you have 52. That bums me out a little bit, but there's a chance it comes back pretty soon. Or we're honestly like at a point where we could probably just stall you. Don't accidentally kill yourself with bronze scales. There we go. Okay, so that felt like hopefully a turning point, man. We did lose a little HP. We did use a potion. Okay, why are you trying to yuck my yum, buddy? This is a very annoying enemy on average. So, like, this will be a good test for us. Please draw, I don't know, defense of any sort. Take 14 damage. We did get some strength up, but 14 damage is kind of nasty. I mean, limit break... Hand of Greed, it almost gets you there. I don't really care if we draw Hand of Greed next turn. I just need to end your life. Now, it would be nice if we could make it happen. I'm a simple man. Pummel works with what we're trying to do here. So we start with some strength, which is great, but this is where things are going to be a little screwy. No damage immediately, very nice. Give me the flex to kickstart our heart. I have no idea how to feel about this one. I would prefer to take as little damage as possible, and the more you hit me, the better it is for me because of bronze scales. Now this is more like it. This you have to go in on this turn. I'm not going to use my strength potion. I think we need it on the boss. And then pummel is like 80 damage. I don't like taking a hit for 24, but you're dead, right? I think you're dead, man. You're definitely dead. Not that bad. Peace pipe. I will never use it. All right, let me hydrate again, because this is gonna... If we can scale our strength fast enough, we have a good chance. But it is, like... It's tight, and I'm trying to keep the deck pretty thin. Oh, we're not even on the boss yet. Never mind. Untold horrors could still befall us before this boss fight. This is a horrible start. Truly terrible start. Spa weakness will probably be necessary. I can at least do this and call me crazy, but if I can block 12 with the block potion, that seems like as good a time as any. Our strength does need to rise. And this is... We really need to kill another one next turn, or we might be in, like, dead territory. Power Through is such, like, a life-saving card. And I could do 50 damage just like that. Actually, that turn was beautiful, man. We don't tend to lose HP from a card. We're not really, like, a body slam deck. Okay, well, you know what? 64 HP is not bad. Obviously could be better, but not bad. The rest of that turn was pretty horrendous, but the... Well... Sorry, 6 strength is not so bad. Don't take my limit break. Don't take... Oh, you can't take my limit break. Okay, what do? You limit break? What are you holding? Hand of Greed plus, and you're holding Uppercut plus. Draw. We want Hand of Greed first. And then Battle Trance. It's a huge long shot, but in theory, it could pull... It could pull Limit Break. Which would be disgusting. My hand is full. I mean, I do feel like... I would be remiss to not play. I know it's going to get better over time, but... Now we want to see few wounds. Which is... I can't guarantee that that's going to come to pass. Give me the Flash of Steel. I know it seems backwards when Hand of Greed is a good attack, but we really need Flash of Steel to draw Limit Break as often as possible. I'm still pretty pessimistic because we got to live through this turn. But really, like, to be honest with you, I couldn't have asked for, like, a better draw to go into that turn. But we're going to need a couple quick limit breaks to get this to the next level. Be like a limit break, well, like flex, limit break. Battle Trance and hope for a headbutt. No headbutt, but a very high damage uppercut. We're 28 strength up. We're not going to die on this turn. But we're going to die on this turn. Oh. Oh, it stings, man. It stings. Okay, we're close, though. We're close. I don't think we were getting too goofy. I think we were just having fun with it. If you enjoyed it, click the like button. Helps out a great deal. Subscribe if you want to see more in the future. For now, thanks for watching. I will see you next time. See ya.